Hi, this is Horrorland. She's Nikki Nightmare, and I'm Roberta Rigor Mortis. Sorry, I'm being stupid. So we created another tag, and I was trying to come up with a good name. Couldn't come up with anything, so I'm just going to call this the Fuck Yeah Horror Tag. Because anytime, I mean, like, you see people talking about horror and they're really excited. Like, yeah! So, yeah! I'm being stupid, obviously. But it's just another tag. I tried not to ask, because there are a couple of, and I'll say this because we're filming a couple of videos.
On the same day.
On the same day.
Clearly.
So I tried not to copy.
Repeat questions.
Yeah, or repeat questions. So,
might be some repeat answers.
Yeah, might be some repeat answers though. So we're just gonna get on with it. So, what is your favorite horror TV or streaming series?
Tales from the Crypt.
It's a very good one.
You used
Like
to scare me as a child.
Camera moving in and that creepy music.
The beginning of it freaked me out so
Always
bad
the
as a kid.
scariest part.
Yeah, I could watch the show, no problem. And I was young. And I could watch the show, no problem, but I didn't want to watch the beginning intro.
Yeah, I was...
And I watched it, because you can watch some of them on YouTube, and I watched it now. I'm like, when you look at it, it's like you can tell, like, that's a model.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, really? This scared the crap out of me as a kid? Like, what was wrong with me? I watched Freddy all the time, and that didn't bother me, but this did.
Weird the way our minds work. I lost my first tooth. Excuse me.
You're just going to say right now, I lost my first tooth right now.
No, I lost my first tooth while watching Tales from the Crypt. I was
used
staying
to-
the night at my aunt's with my cousins.
Because it used to be on Sunday nights, right? At like 9 or 10? I
I
think.
don't remember.
Sundays at 10.
Yeah, and I would be in bed, you know, school night and all, little kid, but I would always get up, like always, and my mom just let me get up and watch that before bed. Don't know if that was a smart move, but I turned out okay, so it's fine.
American Horror Story.
Yeah, when it's good.
We're gonna just completely forget the last season.
Yeah. Roanoke didn't exist.
No.
I
Would have been
didn't.
so good if they had done like a period.
Like, I liked the way, like, I don't know. If they had not gone the reality TV route of it.
Well, and what disappointed me, they're like, oh, it's a big twist, and they just started doing everything over again.
Yeah, it was like the same exact thing.
Like, I actually wanted to quit watching it, but I was just like, you know what? I do like the series. I'm just going to power through it and then just pretend that it doesn't exist.
That's like Freak Show. I thought that year was going to be amazing. For me, it was disappointing, and I never even finished, like, the last episode.
Although, we do have Twisty.
I liked some of it, but it got boring for me.
True.
And I'm like, Freak Show, Carnival, Creepy Carnival, that's, like, the best idea ever, and I just didn't think it was, I don't know, I just didn't think they did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people like that season. I mean, Twisty is creepy. I like that aspect of it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like the life in the, like the carnies and stuff just wasn't, the Freak Show people were just kind of like, whatever, I don't care.
Stranger Things.
Yes, of course, Stranger Things. Who doesn't love Stranger Things unless you don't have
Their
Netflix, in which case you
Bond
haven't
is
seen
so
it.
cool.
Like kids.
And then you have the upside down, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I love it. Poor Barbara.
Barb. But now she's on Riverdale, so it's okay.
Yep, she's good.
Hopefully they don't kill her off on Riverdale.
Favorite foreign horror film? Also, what are your thoughts on having the film dubbed or subtitles?
My pick is Pan's Labyrinth. I actually got to see that in the theater, and it like was hardly playing anywhere around here. I think we saw it at the Cinema World in Melbourne, because that was like the only place, and it was like 10 o'clock at night.
I like the
Yeah, the guy with the
Yeah. Oh, that was just so creepy.
I mean, it's a creepy movie mixed with fantasy.
Yeah.
And like creature, like special effects makeup was just like beautiful.
Amazing.
I love it. It's just like it's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that was subtitled, which I prefer. Subtitles.
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't. I'd rather because. When it's dubbed, it just because you can tell that they're not. That's not what they're saying, and it just annoys me.
It doesn't like their mouths don't match, so
Yeah.
it kind of takes you out of it.
So that annoys me more than just reading. I don't mind reading.
No.
Like I can read and watch the movie at the same time,
Mine's Train to Busan.
which is also an amazing movie.
I at the end was like weeping, crying, like I knew it was gonna be sad just based off of what other people were saying.
I didn't know. I mean, I knew the movie was awesome.
Ripped out. I'm just like,
I knew everyone who saw it said it was amazing. I didn't prepare myself for being a mess at the end of that movie. And I watched it twice, and both times I was like blotchy, puffy, red, crying, massive cryingness.
yes.
Words.
I don't want to spoil it, but I like how the zombies in it were kind of like in World War Z, where they were more like an organism. So like
They
kind
did
of
a good job with CG in that.
yeah, they
Because
did.
that was a mix of practical and CG, and that was good. It wasn't like took you out of. You're like, that's stupid.
What is your favorite classic Universal? I'm combining words there. Monster. Favorite classic Universal monster.
I'm gonna say Wolfman because I love werewolves, and Bride of Frankenstein. I'm counting her on this list because I love her, and I have her name with her on it. You can't tell what this is. This is the Bride, and this is the Frankenstein's monster. I love them.
I have to say Frankenstein. I like Frankenstein because he's in the movie. He's like innocent. He tosses a girl on the water and
Like,
doesn't
hey.
understand that he accidentally drowned her.
Yeah.
Like, because he just doesn't understand. So, kind of like that misunderstood monster thing I really like. So, following that one up, what would be your favorite modern monster or neo monster, I think is what they call them?
Sorry about the dog.
She has a heart problem.
And she coughs a lot.
Water on the lungs, too. Okay, so for me, it's Sam or the Creeper.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I love Sam. He's adorable, even with his little burlap sack off of his head. His pumpkin face.
First time I saw it, I was like, mm.
I'm just like, you're so cute. You're a pumpkin. Killing people with a lollipop. Just so adorable. If I ever have children, I want to dress them up as Sam.
I had one year we were carving pumpkins, and I like cut like the stem off, and I looked inside at the guts, and I swear I had Sam inside, like from like the guts. But I was like, oh my god, Sam's inside my pumpkin.
Well, Sam is made out of pumpkins. Because he is Halloween. Don't blow out your candles and your pumpkins. Don't be a bah humbug for Halloween.
Like that girl, the
Yeah.
first one. Dead.
You get killed.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite horror anthology? Trick or Treat.
Yep, Trick or Treat. But I watch it every fall season, starting in August, because that's when I start my fall. Because we live in Florida, we don't have fall.
No.
So I kind of just start it in August. And I'm like, I gotta watch it at least 6 times before Halloween.
Yep. I think just the way they did, it's not like it's kind of all happening at the same time-ish. So I think the way they broke it up but put it together, just as a filmmaker, that would be very challenging and difficult, but I think they did it very well. Would you also consider what was that? One with the Santa.
Oh, A Christmas Horror Story?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that's an anthology, too. I like that one, too. It's a Christmas Horror Story. What's not to like about that?
Maybe. So you have a Halloween and you have a Christmas one.
My two favorite things in the world. Halloween and Christmas. You wouldn't know it to look at me, but I also love Christmas.
So, we kind of went off on a tangent.
Talking about horror movies, then start talking about Christmas.
That's pretty much what we talk about a lot. So here's a good question. What are your thoughts on indie versus mainstream?
Well, currently, indie horror movies, I think, are a lot better. Because mainstream is just about cashing in, and they're all about, like, Insidious, 15.
Like God, or
God. They're all about God.
This is the normal me.
I don't remember.
The first video we recorded was pretty low energy. Now I'm myself.
Oh my God,
I
I've never
meant to
seen
say
any horror movies.
ghosts.
Yeah.
Ghosts are not gods.
No.
Oh my God. It's all about, you're right, cashing in. And the
then, like,
way that they can
sequels.
do that is with ghosts or possession or...
Yeah, it's like, and then there's spin-offs of things that were popular, like The Conjuring has spin-offs, like Annabelle, and then aren't they doing a nun movie about the nun?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Which even, it wasn't that...
it wasn't even that big a part of the movie.
Well,
I mean,
it's
it
not
was,
even...
but
She wasn't a part of, from what I understand, the original storyline.
yeah, they don't really. They took a lot of
Too much
liberties.
license. There are some indie films where I wish they would have like a wider release, like The Autopsy of Jane Doe. It's a movie that we recently watched. It was so good, and I just would love to be in a theater
And see
with the
that.
surround sound and see that and how scary you can make it.
It
With
was
just the
scary
sound.
watching it on my computer in my room.
Because they can mess with you with the bells.
Yeah.
Or
That'd be
like
so
the
creepy.
that big noise when all the things open.
Yeah.
Or when they're walking around.
Oh God, no. I hate that.
Terrifying. So to follow that one up, give us your thoughts on CGI versus practical makeup or effects.
Or we'll give you our thoughts on it. You said, give us your thoughts.
Oh. Oops.
They can't talk to us. Well, I mean, you can talk to us, but we have to tell you our opinion first. I am always going to be a practical girl because I went to school for special effects makeup. And I think it's just, it looks more real. Unless
Right.
you can do
Even
CG really
practical
well.
effects, really. To me, it's just a part of the process of making films. It's just more filmmaker.
Plus, you would think it's better for the actors to really get into their character.
Exactly.
And not just like...
Constantly in front of green screens or blue screens.
Like, this is what's happening, but you're not seeing it, so how can you react to it?
I prefer CG to be like a fine liner, like a liner brush. You know, you're just like, you're accentuating.
Yeah.
You're not like
it can help.
going over practical all the way.
Like they did with Grimm. They did practical makeups in Grimm, but then they just put CG over it. Or that's what it looked like on TV. Because I saw pictures of, like, on Facebook of the practical makeups, and then watching the show, I'm like, why does it look so fake? It looked much better in the pictures I saw than what I saw on the show. Which is not usually what happens. So, I don't know. It's, you know, you have to work together with practical and CG nowadays. I don't think you should go
Full
full CG because... Unless it's just not...
Well, it's like, what was that show about the camp?
The one we watched last year?
Yeah, it was like,
Oh, crap.
it was kind of like we were watching it with that Channel Zero, but it was...
Yeah. I don't remember the name of it, though.
My point being is that I think... Was it that one? It was... Someone shot someone in the water. and the blood in the water was very, very CG. And it just took me right out of it.
Like, when they do, like, blood splatters, like, even in The Walking Dead sometimes, you can tell, like,
yeah, or like...
that's, like, CG blood. Like, why? Blood splatters aren't that hard to do, especially with, you know, big-name effects companies working on the shows. Like, why would you do that for NCG? Because then you can tell.
Like, I understand the money thing, but are people going to watch the film that you make if what you're making is subpar? Because you're just taking your audience out of that moment.
Yeah. As long as you can blend the two seamlessly, then it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. What would be your favorite remake? And was it better than the first?
I'm going to say Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I agree.
I thought that was a really good remake.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot more gruesome than the original, I think. But I like that. I like gore and blood. I'm weird. That's why I don't like ghost movies or possession movies. Where's all my, like, sawing your face off stuff, you know?
Well,
like
that was like,
Dead.
what was that movie, The Windmill, that we saw? We didn't know it was going to be a slasher movie. I mean, there was a demon in it, but he was like...
We just randomly picked it off of Netflix.
We're like, this sounds good. And it was a slasher movie. And we're like, yes.
Finally, because everything is ghosts or possession or...
Especially on Netflix.
Yes, it's like...
You have to really get in the bowels there to find...
I think we've pretty much seen all the good ones.
Yeah. Favorite horror movie quote?
There's so many. Like, yeah, anything from American Werewolf you can quote.
I didn't mean to call you Meatloaf, Jack.
Pentangle. From Dusk Till Dawn, the quote where he's like, did they look like psychos? Do psychos explode when sunlight hits them? That's a good quote. If you look it up, you'll see.
Like
quote,
it's like
it's
yeah.
longer than that.
He punches, right?
I think, yeah, Cheech.
Yeah.
In the head. Because he's like, what are these, psychos? And George Clooney's like, do psychos explode when sunlight hits them? I don't give a F how crazy they are. It's like my favorite thing ever.
We watched it just recently, and I never really paid attention to the sign that's on the building. I just noticed that there's an actual finger going like this.
If you know the movie, you know what the bar is. It's called the Titty Twister.
I just thought that was really funny.
And I was like, I wasn't super young when I saw it, but I was fairly young when I saw it.
This is not horror related, but it kind of goes to like the things that you notice in film randomly, like Monty Python and the Holy Grail and like their animated segments. One of the first ones, there's guys who bend over and play trumpets out of their ass. That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, and anything from Tucker and Dale.
Oh yeah, pretty much that whole movie.
If you've seen our other video,
you know how much we like it.
You know how much we like it and how much we quote it. So we're not going to repeat ourselves there. So, favorite horror villain. Horror villain. As I have my fingers in my mouth. For me, it's going to be Dr. Decker from Nightbreed.
I'm going to say Sam, even though technically I don't think of him as a villain. He's just the spirit of Halloween. And if you don't have the spirit, you should die.
Well, I mean,
He's just doing
technically
his
he
job.
is a villain. Like, even you can consider, like, any slasher, like...
Yeah, but they're not all, like...
villainy.
View
They're
them as villains.
Yeah.
View them as, like, yeah, I love you. And I guess Freddy Krueger, because he's funny.
I just love Nightbreed.
Well, I do, too. I love Nightbreed. Since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I think I rented that, too, on VHS, and I watched it, like, a million times. I was a weird kid. I wasn't really into, like, children's movies.
No.
I'm like, horror movies. I watched them a million times. That's why I turned out like this.
What was the guy's name from Elvira's?
Oh my god, I don't know.
I used to look forward to that every year. Like, my stepdad, I didn't like him, but every year he would get super excited around Halloween because I think it was Budweiser had the cardboard cutouts, and he couldn't wait for the cardboard cutouts of Elvira.
I'd be like, how much can I buy this for? Because I want it. I love Elvira. She's one of my idols, along with Fairuza Balk and Winona Ryder. These are the people I model myself after. The next one.
So, what movie can you watch over and over and over again, but still go for more?
The Craft. In the horror genre, it's The Craft.
Trick or Treat.
Yeah, and Trick or Treat.
Any kind of slasher film, so like Scream, Freddy.
But by far, I think I've seen The Craft more than any of those.
Yes.
Well, no, I've seen it more than Trick or Treat, too, because The Craft is older.
Yeah.
But the movie I've seen the most is Labyrinth, which isn't a horror movie, unless you're afraid of goblins.
Book to film. What was your favorite movie that was adapted to a film from a book? Just kind of give us your thoughts. What disappointed you? What did they do that you liked, that you didn't like? Give us your thoughts.
The only one I can really think of is Odd Thomas, which never got a wide release. I don't know what happened there. It's a series by Dean Koontz. It's one of my favorite series. I love Odd Thomas. If you haven't read the books, you totally should. Okay. The movie isn't bad. I did like the movie, but I don't know, because the series is so long, and by the time they made the movie, I had already, like, so many different, like, I had who I thought of as odd.
Yeah.
And it's, that kid, Anton. Oh my god. Yelkin, the kid that passed away not that long ago. Yeah. I'm sorry if I messed your name up. Messed his name up.
He got his car rolled.
Yeah. But he plays Odd, and it's a good movie. I recommend watching it, but the books are amazing. Like, amazing. At least to me. I'm like an Odd Thomas fangirl. Like, I love that series so much.
She would wait. She'd read it really super fast and be like, crap,
yep.
I have to wait. For me, Rosemary's Baby.
I haven't read it. I've seen Rosemary's Baby, though.
Come to find out, because I was doing a search on whatever this Tannis root shit was. He made it up. There's no such thing as Tannis root. Aww. So there were speculations on what he meant for it. But yeah, it's not even a real thing.
Well, I suppose that's good.
Yeah, and the book is by Ira Levin. It's a good book.
It's not very big.
No, I think this edition is 240?
That's it?
245 pages.
Oh, that's like a no problem quick read. It smells like books.
It smells like books. And this one has...
It smells like libraries.
Yeah, it has deckled edges.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like we're just sniffing books. Can't tell we like to read.
Yeah. So just kind of for the last one, we just wanted to have a story time. What's your favorite memory relating to horror? Tell us a couple of things. You go first. I'll go first. So for me, it would be like being a kid and watching horror. Like I lost my first tooth watching Tales from the Crypt. That's like one of my favorite memories. Or, you know, just, and it's, I can't explain it. It's just being with friends and cousins and just being creeped out.
I remember renting Frankenhooker on demand, or pay-per-view as it used to be called back in the day, and watching that with my parents, not knowing I don't know why they let me watch a movie called Frankenhooker. But they were very lenient with whatever we wanted to watch. Because my mom really loves horror movies too.
Or like,
and she knew I was, you know, I'm an only child, so I was kind of always around adults, so I was more mature for my age. Plus, I'm a girl. They tell you girls are more mature than boys anyway.
yeah.
No offense to any boys watching this. I'm super offensive, putting everyone down.
Well, it's like even just being at slumber parties and
yes,
like Pet Sematary. Watched it for the first time at a slumber party.
I remember being at a slumber party, and it was nighttime, and we were all in the living room in the dark watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and the girl's father comes in through the door, and we all scatter and like scream through the house at like 10 o'clock at night.
I think one of the ones that I went to, we were watching one that involved dolls. Not Puppet Master, it was actual dolls. And the dad went outside and started tapping on the window.
Oh, that's just mean.
And we were like, ah! You know, a bunch of like 12-year-old girls freaking out.
I don't even think I was 12. I wasn't even 12. I might have been 8 or 9. It was probably 9. Maybe it wasn't even 9. I was between 8 and 10. But we were really freaked out. And he didn't mean to scare us.
He just walked in.
Yeah, because the living room, like, the door was, like, right there. And
yeah.
He just came in, and we just, like, flipped. A bunch of little girls start running through the house, screaming like maniacs. Thinking Freddy Krueger is going to come and kill us.
I can see that. Because you're all into it. You're like...
Yeah, and we're, like, young, and we're watching a horror movie, you know? All hyped up on sugar or whatever we had.
Mm-hmm.
I remember sleeping on her couch with my best friend because we were terrified.
It's like those kinds of ones where you have to watch, like, a cartoon or something after it.
Yeah,
So our camera cut off on us when we went off on a tangent. But, yeah, it's just the spirit of Halloween. I love fall and everything, pumpkin spice. And
hey, it's fall.
It's amazing. The weather is so beautiful.
Except for in Florida.
Except for in Florida. Every year it gets hotter and hotter and hotter.
Yeah. We don't experience fall in any way. We have like 1.5 seasons in Florida. Hot. Kind of chilly. That's it.
Yeah. Like 2 days out of the year when we don't need air conditioning.
Yeah.
And
I'm from New England, and that's, like, it's beautiful there in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
All the leaves
changing. Like, crispy, and you have that, like, smell on the beautiful leaves. Like, that was always my favorite. Like, don't get me wrong, I love flowers, but it's just the colors that the leaves turn.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
It's so pretty.
Fall is, like, the best season. That's the only season I really like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, winter's okay.
Like, and
I mean, down in Florida, winter's okay.
If you're a kid, it, like, starts off, like, the holiday.
Yeah, because you get, like, well, I got all excited for Halloween.
Yeah.
And I never understood why we had to go to school. And half the time, I would always ask my mom, can I stay home? It's Halloween. I need to prepare for trick-or-treating. She never really fell for that. Like, I don't see, like, if I ever have kids and they're, you know, doing really good in school, if they want to stay home on Halloween, I'll be like, it's Samhain, it's our religious holiday.
Yeah.
My child can stay home.
See, but where we grew up, it's weird because sometimes they'll have it, like, on a day that's not really, they'll have trick-or-treating on a day that's not really Halloween.
That's weird for me. We never had a curfew or any of that where I lived. We just went trick-or-treating.
And it was specific. It was like 4 to 7.
No one ever went out until it got dark, but that was pretty much 4 o'clock.
Okay, so this lady, every other year, she would just go all up. She would just go balls to the wall out and decorating. And her house, her foundation was higher, so you walked up and then you walked up. And you could see she had her storm door closed, but her regular door was open, but her storm door had blood all over it. And then you could see her. She was like faking like she was cutting the head off of like ducks or something. And then we rang the doorbell, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like standing there, and I'm terrified. She comes to the door. She's like, "Hi." And we're like, "Trick or treat." And she like gives my sister some candy. And my sister walks away, and then she goes to give me candy, and she grabs my arm, and she's like faking like she's gonna try and pull me into the house to kill me. And I am flipping out, like I am screaming bloody murder. And I'm like looking at my mom to help me, and she's out on the sidewalk laughing her ass off. And then I drop my candy after I get I don't know if she let go or if I finally wiggled my way away from her. But I was like, okay, her porch was pretty high, but I like sailed off of it. Oh my god. It was like one of my favorite memories, trick-or-treating. And that year, we would have candy until Easter. I mean, we had hauls of candy.
Like, I used to have pillowcases.
Yeah, we just used pillowcases.
I used like the pumpkin, or I had a cauldron, and I would
get annoyed.
I would like empty it and make my mom carry it. So like empty it now. And
there was a jerk face one year though that had like a paper bag and said like, the candy's in here or whatever.
No, it said trick or treat.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I reached inside and it was cat poop.
That's horrible. Why would you do that? You can't get away with that nowadays. Oh my god. People would be
I was
like...
so upset. I was like, I need to go wash my hands.
Yeah.
Luckily, we weren't too far from home, but...
That's
I don't know why I couldn't remember what the thing said, but I just remember reaching in and feeling turds.
That's mean. Why would you do that?
I was so upset. I wanted to like poop on fire and just.
So like, here, I'll light it on fire for you.
What do
Ring
they
your
call
doorbell. That? I don't know.
Do you remember what they call that, Amy?
Called what?
Light and poop on fire in a bag.
In a bag and run away.
Don't remember.
Poop
But
bag.
you get what I wanted revenge.
I've never.
My dad was
seen that.
thoroughly pissed.
Yeah,
he was like
that's
really
not
upset.
Cool.
Because even though I had said, "Dad, there's poop in here," a kid came right up behind me and stuck his hand in it because he didn't believe me. He wanted his candy.
You're like, well, you don't want that candy.
You don't want that candy.
I remember, I don't know where I was. I wasn't trick-or-treating in my neighborhood. But there was this woman who sat on her porch, and she was dressed like a witch. And she had a huge cauldron. And there was dry ice.
Oh!
And it was like, you had to go up the stairs and get the candy from her. And I remember, I couldn't do it. I was so scared. I mean, I was little, though. I had to be like 4 or 5 years old. But I remember that, and I remember not being able to go up there. I'm like, no. Can't. She's a witch, and she's gonna kill me. Even though 99% of the time, I always dressed as a witch for Halloween. I was a clown once. I was a princess once. What else was I? I was a hippie.
I had one pre-made costume, and that was a princess. Like, with, like, the cone and the frilly bit, but all the other years, it was, like, homemade.
I think the only homemade thing I ever did was the hippie, and that was just like wearing my clothes and like braiding my hair in pigtails. I was 12.
I was goth a couple of times for Halloween. A gypsy. Had like a ton of like jewelry on from my mom and her friend. I was a witch one year. I really wasn't into being a witch though, because I just felt that was too cliche.
Not me. I was like witch every year, every single year. I liked wearing capes. I still do. I like capes. Like that cape I have for Halloween. Even if it doesn't go with my costume, I want to wear it. Because we sit outside and pass out candy. And occasionally
all the
we go
kids,
trick-or-treating.
they're afraid to come up to
Yeah,
us.
and I'm not even... Well, I mean, I am always dressed creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I always have blood on me and things. I was a vampire this last Halloween. And I've been, like, Marie Antoinette with her head cut off. I've been... What was it? Little Miss Muffet with spiders coming out of my face.
Yeah, that was really cool. It's like, you need to have spiders coming out of your face.
I've been Little Red Riding Hood.
With
the wolf's head.
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
Alice in Wonderland.
I've been Crazy Alice in Wonderland, which might be my
It
favorite.
was like a gothy Wonder in Land.
Wonder in Alice Land.
But
Just
yeah.
totally, like,
But yeah, that's our tag. We're not tagging anyone specific. Anybody can do this.
Or you can just write in the comments if
Yeah.
you want to answer a specific one, like your
If you
favorite
don't wanna fill
memory or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'll have the lip.
The licks.
I haven't had like 12 cups of coffee yet. Hope you have fun with it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Talk to us.
I'm getting loopy. But yeah, we tag you. Tag.